It's a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery. It's a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery. We're back, we're back, we're back. And so's he. Da 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 da. My Little Pony Mystery number 14. Who are these strange black ponies? Tape 2, Side B. Dodge had been about halfway through the tunnel when some of the earth collapsed around him, and he was able to move neither forward or backwards. For some reason, though, the little black-nosed guinea pig did not panic, even though he was trapped in a small space underground and would soon run out of air, because although no one spoke to him, he could sense that a certain mysterious creature, known only to him and the ponies as CLM, was watching over him and looking after him while he was stuck in that small space in the tunnel, and he was also sure that CLM would do something to free him as well. He was right to think that too, because at 8:30 p.m. the following day, suddenly all of the earth went back into its place, and he was able to scuttle along the rest of the tunnel and started to climb up towards Kieran's cage. So if CLM had created that strange tunnel and had magic powers, which meant that he could make Earth collapse and so on, why had he left the little black-nosed guinea pig stuck in a tunnel for over 24 hours? Maybe he had wanted Dodge to take more notice of all of the wall paintings inside the tunnel, which Dodge was now convinced were more detailed than they had been when he had first been through the strange space underground. For one thing, they were now all in colour, and Dodge had thought that they had just been indentations in the tunnel's walls before now. It appeared to be a sequence of pictures. One showed a pink pony with yellow, blue, purple and pink hair and a strange blurred yellow and green symbol. He was standing behind a fence, gazing down at what was obviously his two pets, a little pink pig who was proudly wearing a blue rosette around his neck, and a little guinea pig who was ginger with a white stripe up his nose and two dark brown eyebrows. Dodge thought the guinea pig looked quite a lot like Bubbles and Soapy, the guinea pigs which Lancer and Desiree had owned before Splodge and himself. He knew that it couldn't be Bubbles or Soapy though, because those two guinea pigs had had just one brown eyebrow. But maybe the guinea pig shown in the painting was a relation of theirs. The second picture had shown the same pink pony, tucked up in a little bed, with the little pig and guinea pig on a rug by the side of his bed. What was nasty about the picture, though, was that peering around the door was a face. The face of a girl with a long black ponytail. In the next picture, the same black-haired girl was running across a field, dragging a large brown sack behind her. The fourth picture showed the same black-haired girl. You were never allowed to see her face clearly, that was smudged like the pink pony's symbol, sitting at a desk in what looked like a house down on Earth. The brown sack was now on her desk by the side of a computer, and the girl appeared to be gathering together some kind of materials, although Dodge could not quite work out what they were. But certainly there was a large tin with a huge black smudge on the side, and a long red stick with something black and bushy on the end of it. After that, unfortunately, the walls had been covered by the earth which had fallen in front of Dodge, and when the earth had disappeared, he had been in too much of a hurry to get to the other end of the tunnel to take any notice of the pictures on the walls. but he had made notes about the 4 pictures he'd seen so that he could tell the other guinea pigs and ponies about it if they ever escaped from their cages on top of Rainbow Mountain. When Dodge got into the little cage where Kieran was being kept, he found that the little white-nosed guinea pig was asleep.
Well, that is a pity. I was looking forward to speaking to him and maybe solving some of my mysteries. But as he's asleep, maybe I'll just join him. After all, I didn't sleep that much in that tunnel. Well, not at all, actually. I just wanted to make a run for it when the tunnel finally came clear. So I guess I could do with a little bit of sleep.
And so the little black-nosed Abyssinian guinea pig lay down on the other side of the cage to the little white-nosed guinea pig known as Kieran, closed his eyes and went to sleep, hoping that when Kieran woke up, he wouldn't be too shocked to find Dodge sleeping in his cage. Kieran had been shocked when he had woken to find the little black-nosed guinea pig sleeping at the other end of his cage. But after Dodge had explained why he was there, the 2 little guinea pigs were soon chatting happily. It was at 6:15 p.m. that Dodge was telling Kieran once again about the tunnel which he had had to travel through and all of the paintings which had been on the walls of the tunnel.
I know all about that, Dodge. You've already told me.
Kieran said.
My question is, why did you actually travel through the tunnel to my cage in the first place? Was there something specific you wanted to say to me?
"A cucumber cake!" exclaimed the forgetful little guinea pig known as Dodge, who realized that once again he had forgotten exactly what he was meant to be doing.
I'm so sorry, Kieran. I came over here to ask you a few questions, but I must have forgotten them. I remember now, though. First of all, I wanted to ask you again. You said the reason we were coming up the Rainbow Mountain, I just remembered, was because we were going to ask you and the Rainbow Storyteller, your owner, if you had looked through your diaries, and her diaries, of course, and if you had found out any more about the Black Pony of Darkness that might help us to defeat him, and all of the other Black Ponies, and all of their helpers, of course. Well, I'm afraid to say, Dodge, that although me and Rainbow Storyteller looked through our diaries, we hadn't written anything down. Probably even though that we might have known something about the Black Ponies, we were too scared to write it down, you see, in case it fell into the wrong hands. That is a pity,
Dodge said.
I was really starting to hope that we might find something out. You said you remembered some things, though, but you said you couldn't tell us any more about it because you were under some kind of rule that you couldn't. I said that you could, though, because that was something that happened between our ancestors years and years ago. But it's a law, Dodge. I'm afraid that we really can't say anything to you,
Kieran said.
I can tell you who does know, and who would be able to tell you, though. Who? Who would be able to tell us? Then as soon as we escape from here, we'll be able to go and ask them. Bring all of Desiree's My Little Ponies to life. All of the plastic ones at her My Little Pony rescue home, I mean. They know, and they will tell you. They're even more desperate to defeat the Black Ponies and their helpers than most of us, for reasons which will become clear if we ever do defeat him. Last but not least, this is my final question. Any ideas on how we might get out of here?
Not at the moment, I'm afraid, Dodge, but now that there's 2 of us, maybe we'll be able to work it out together. And so the 2 little guinea pigs sat down in the small cage and hoped that they would be able to figure out an escape plan before the Black Ponies and their helpers, who returned to Rainbow Mountain. An event which would surely happen at any moment now, and since they had been down at 16 and 17's house celebrating whatever 16 and 17's good news was for quite a few days, Dodge and Kieran knew that they were now probably the only ones who could save their friends, and hopefully move them one step nearer to defeating all of the strange black ponies and all of their helpers. But Dodge and Kieran could not think of any way that they could free their friends. It was now 9:15 p.m. on the last day of June.
So what are we going to do?
Dodge asked Kieran, who was standing by his side.
If we don't think of something soon, the black ponies and their helpers will come back. And then we've got no chance of saving our friends. I really don't know what we're going to do, Dodge.
Kieran said.
But you're right, we better think of something soon because we don't know when the black ponies and the helpers are coming back. And if they come back, we're in trouble. And they're sure to be back any moment. How long can they celebrate with 16 and 17?
Dodge said.
Why can't CLM help us? If he wants us to defeat the black ponies, whoever he is, then you think he would do something to help us, since he seems to have so many magic powers. If he could create that tunnel, then surely he could think of a way to get us out of here. He's deserted us.
But just as Dodge was saying these words, a voice came floating down from the sky, although, strangely, no one in the other cages appeared to hear it. But then maybe that was because this strange voice was talking directly to Dodge and Kieran.
I haven't deserted you.
Immediately, the two guinea pigs recognized the voice as the strange CLM. But what am I supposed to do? There is no way that I can get you out of there. I'm in a place where you certainly would not want to be. And there is no way that I can help you. You two guinea pigs are the only ones who can save your friends and yourselves. And in doing so, you'll maybe be able to save me too. The guinea pigs looked up at the sky and wondered where that strange, sad voice was coming from.
Kieran, you do realize that all of these cages were made out of rainbows that were originally your friends at the top of Rainbow Mountain.
Dodge said to the little white-nosed guinea pig.
Yes, I guess you're right, Dodge. But what's that got to do with anything? Well, surely, wouldn't you know any of your owner's spells which make her rainbows do exactly what you wanted them to do? Yes, I guess I would. But what's that got to do with anything either, Dodge? Well, don't you see? A quarter of these rainbows must belong to your owner. The other 3/4 belonging to Rainbow Cloud, Rainbow Rider, and Rainbow Magic. But if a quarter of these rainbows belong to your owner, and you know your owner's spells to make them work and do exactly as she wishes, then I think that maybe your magic will be able to defeat the Black Pony's magic. After all, these rainbows do belong to you. And if we can get a quarter of these rainbows to float away and stop being part of this cage, then I think that maybe there will be a gap in the bars that is big enough for 2 little guinea pigs to squeeze out. And then if we can just find the keys to the rest of these cages, then we'll be able to let all of our friends out. Well, I guess you're right there, Dodge. In fact, if we can get a quarter of these rainbows to move, then maybe some of the other cages will be loose enough for certain ponies, guinea pigs, and humans to escape. And then they'll be able to help us look for the keys. Also, if we can get out of this cage, then I can tell my owner and the other 3 rainbow magic ponies to use their magic against the rainbows around these cages. And then they'll be able to free themselves. Wow, it seemed like a brilliant idea to me, and it sounds like you agree. So, shouldn't we get on and do it? Well, I'd love to, Dodge, but I'm afraid there's just one problem. And what is that? Well, I guess I just forgot some of the spells, including the spell that we would need to remove the rainbows from the cage that we're stuck inside. I think I'm going to have to sleep and see if I can remember it tomorrow morning. If I can't, then I think we're in serious trouble,
Kieran said.
especially
Dodge added.
if the black ponies and their helpers have returned by then, which seems to get more and more likely by the moment.
But unfortunately, Kieran had not come up with the spells which he needed to free them all from the rainbow cages by the following day, although he had got a few words, which Dodge had let him write on a magical notepad, using a magical pen which had come from his magical rucksack. Luckily, the black ponies and their helpers had not returned, but Dodge knew that he and his friends must be running out of luck now, and soon the black ponies and their helpers would return. The question was whether Kieran could remember the spells from the few words he had written down. The little white-nosed guinea pig was working desperately on the words, but had still not got any complete spells. So all that Dodge could do was sit back and watch as Kieran read the little piece of paper which he had written these magic words that he did remember on, and hope desperately that the little white-nosed guinea pig would be able to remember the spells before the evil creatures from Nightmare Land returned. All Dodge could do was hope that Kieran could remember those words in time.
I think I've actually got it, Dodge.
The little white-nosed guinea pig known as Kieran finally shouted out at almost 11 o'clock the following night.
What have you finally got?
Dodge asked. Dodge had just been falling asleep, and so didn't even know that Kieran had been studying the words which he had for his rainbow spells written out on the notepad which Dodge had managed to find in his magical rucksack.
What's my rainbow magic spells, of course, silly? I think I finally actually got them all now. The trouble is, I've just remembered, the one that will make these rainbows do what we want it's rather strong magic. And so I think we need all of our friends to sing a song. And hopefully we'll be strong enough, all together, to get rid of all of these rainbows that are forming the cages that we're stuck inside.
And so Dodge dived back through the tunnel and went back to his own cage, where he went on to shout to the creatures who were in the cages either side of him, while Kieran spread the news along his own line of cages. So that soon both of the guinea pigs and all of their friends who had also been captured by the black ponies and their helpers and were now trapped at the top of Rainbow Mountain were starting to sing a special rainbow magic song which would hopefully free them all.
A little rainbow magic could get us out of here. So sing along to see rainbows and make cages disappear. Red and orange and yellow, make those dreaded cages go. Violet to go green and light blue, free us now, we're begging you. Guinea pig rainbow riders, spread whole of their glory. Make great storm clouds go away, for you to end the story. If we all sing these magic words, and you'll soon be aware, we're spreading rainbow magic here and everywhere. We're spreading rainbow magic here and everywhere. We're spreading rainbow magic here and everywhere.
We'll spread the rainbow magic here and everywhere.
We'll spread the rainbow magic here and everywhere.
We'll spread the rainbow magic here and everywhere.
Was that like rainbow magic? Here and no, everywhere.
And suddenly, as the ponies, guinea pigs and humans stopped singing this song, all of the rainbows which had been forming the cages flew off into the sky, taking their original places at the top of Rainbow Mountain. The ponies, guinea pigs and humans were free at last.
If you hate to go hunt to Holiday Island tonight, go hunt to stay on the top of Rainbow Mountain now, and go hunt the Haha. I agree with you there, Kiwi Tot,
Shellwell said.
It's far too late to start flying in those hot air balloons again. Anyway, I think we ought to protect the Rainbow Curl Ponies and Kieran, just until we know that the Black Ponies and the Helpers are not coming back. Because, after all, aren't all that storm clouds still parked on the side of Rainbow Mountain?
Dodge looked down the side of the mountain and saw that the storm clouds were no longer there, and realized that the Black Ponies and their helpers must have taken them with them.
Maybe they won't be returning then. I thought they would have to come back for their storm clouds, but they appear to have taken them. So maybe we could go home tonight then, you know,
Twinkle said. No, someone has got to stay with these Rainbow Curl Ponies, darlings, and just make sure that nothing happens to them, darling, Rainbow Dash said.
Well, you know, I was just thinking, couldn't they possibly go and live either in Ponyville or in Dream Valley just for a few days until we know that the Black Ponies and their helpers will have given up on us? It was just a thought,
Pinkie Pie said.
A splendid idea, I think,
Sparkle said.
Just what I was about to say, Sparkle,
Splodge added.
I wish I could come up with such good ideas as you, Pinkie,
Sky Wishes said.
But I still think we ought to stay here for the night. I don't think that anybody ought to get back in those hot air balloons at this time of night, because this is when the Black Ponies and their helpers are likely to be on their way somewhere. So even if they aren't intending on coming back to Rainbow Mountain, they're likely to catch us. I think it's better if one of us keeps watch overnight. Maybe we could take it all in turns while the rest of us sleep. And after we've all rested, we can go back to our homes tomorrow. And you Rainbow Curl Ponies can come with us. If you want to, that is. And what about me?
Kieran said.
We wouldn't offer a place for your owner and her 3 friends, and not for you,
Truly said.
You're all welcome to come to Paradise Estate and stay there for a few days if you like. Oh, we'd love to,
Rainbow Storyteller said.
We'd feel much safer down there. Up on Rainbow Mountain, it's so easy for the Black Ponies and the helpers to find us. But surely in a few days it'll be safer to return. We'd love to come and stay in Paradise Estate, so thank you. We'll keep watch overnight. You can all sleep, and the 5 of us will take it in turns to make sure that those evil Black Ponies and those horrible humans don't come back.
And so all of the ponies, guinea pigs and humans settled down to sleep for one more night at the top of Rainbow Mountain. But at least this time, they weren't cramped up in small cages. And now they had all of the magical rainbows, which gave Rainbow Mountain its name, protecting them. And hopefully, that meant that the Black Ponies and their helpers would not capture them again. And maybe, as CLM said, there was just the smallest chance that one day all of their nightmares would wash away. The thing which the Black Ponies and their helpers had been celebrating was 16 and 17's new baby. But the baby had been in hospital for quite a few days, and so they had been celebrating while it was not around. The baby came home from hospital the following day, July the 3rd, and once it had come home, 17's family wished to take over the partying, And so it was that morning, 40 black ponies and 60 helpers had come staggering back up Rainbow Mountain. Dodge had awoken to see helper number 5 stumbling his way towards them, holding a bottle of wine in his hand. He had an even redder face than usual, and appeared to be drunk.
Everybody, I think you ought to wake up. The black ponies and the helpers are returning.
Soon all of the ponies, guinea pigs and humans were wide awake, and were starting to rush towards their hot air balloons. "Stop what you're doing right now," helper number 1 said, staggering towards them. "How dare you try to escape from us?"
Yeah, we gave you a nice cage to live in, all of you. And so why do you want to escape?
Helper number 2 added.
Well, like celery, Todd, we don't actually care for black ponies and their helpers, so we just think that we might just hurry away. And we're so happy about, like, escaping from you that we might even, sing a song about it. Do you, know the song that I'm talking about? You know, Dodge. Of course I do, Twinkle. A perfect song for this perfect occasion. Yes, black ponies and all of you evil humans, you cannot chase us because you are no longer steady on your feet, and so we may as well sing a special song while we hurry away. Hurry! There's no time to waste. Everybody scurry. Hurry! Hurry! Move in at first pace. There's no time to worry. Hurry! What we need is speed. Don't give up the pace. Keep on moving, keep improving, and we'll win the race. Give up the pace. Keep on moving, keep improving, and we'll win the race. Hurry! Fly! The rainbows come back, no worries, darling. Colors bright in our world. Black ponies run. Once again, we've won. Hurry! And sure enough, all of the black ponies and their helpers were too unsteady on their feet after the party to chase the MLPs, guinea pigs and humans. And so, the creatures from Ponyland were soon safely back in their hot air balloons, heading back home. That night, Dodge asked Kieran how it was that he thought they could solve all of their mysteries, since he could not tell him, due to an argument between their ancestors. Well, what I was thinking about, Dodge, is, I was told a long time ago that some certain, I almost said people, but it's actually ponies, although they're not real ponies, except they are. Anyway, these certain ponies actually know, and those ponies are the plastic ponies made by Hasbro that were sold down on Earth as children's toys. If Desiree Alder can put the ponies who live at a rescue home in that magic box and bring them on to life, then they will be able to tell us how to stop the black ponies and all of their helpers. Yes, Dodge, they have the solution. Just then, Desiree came walking into the room. Desiree, I have something to say to you. Do you think that you could just spare me and Kieran a moment? Just while we discuss something with you. Yes, I'm in no hurry to go back down to Earth, Desiree agreed, and walked over to the bed in Paradise Estate's bedroom, which Dodge and Kieran were standing on. She sat down on the end of the bed and turned to the 2 little guinea pigs, who were looking up at her. So what is it then? Kieran quickly told her how if she brought all of her My Little Ponies to life, he thought that they might be able to defeat the black ponies and their helpers, since they knew all about the mysteries, and they would be allowed to tell Dodge, unlike Kieran himself, who could not tell the little black-nosed guinea pig due to an argument between their ancestors.
Well, it's funny you should talk about bringing all of my little ponies to life, Desiree said. I was just going to bring them to life this week anyway. Probably tomorrow. Because we're going to have a party, since the 2000th pony has just arrived at the rescue home a few days ago. And also a belated welcome party for Truly, who arrived at the rescue home back in November, but I've been trying to make her welcome party extra special, since she is the queen of all of the ponies at the rescue home. But yes, I will be bringing all of the ponies to life this week, so maybe I could just get them to come up the rainbow, and then they could talk to you.
Now that just sounds like a splendid idea, you know, Desiree.
It sounds a splendid idea to me as well, Twinkle. Sparkle agreed.
And to me too. So, when are we going to do it, Desiree? I'd love to defeat all of the black ponies, and then maybe all of the MLPs and all of the guinea pigs who live up here would give me some cucumber cake as a reward, since I'm the magical earth guinea pig who belongs to the girl who's got her ponies to... Oh, it wouldn't have anything to do with me, would it? Well, you could still have some cucumber cake. Everybody will be having cucumber cake if we ever can defeat all of the black ponies and all of their helpers. And if we can, one day, make all our nightmares wash away, a voice said from somewhere deep in the clouds. That was that strange CLM character, Dodge said, and realizing that he had not yet told his owner and all of the other ponies in Paradise Estate about the magical tunnel which CLM had created, and how he had managed to free all of the ponies, and the guinea pigs and humans, of course, he called everyone over, and soon a group of ponies, guinea pigs and humans were gathered around the bed. And then he began to tell his story. He described the strange wall paintings inside the tunnel, but nobody knew what these could possibly mean. Everyone was quite excited to hear that he had received a message from CLM, but were very disappointed that he still did not know who CLM was. So truly, do you having listened to Dodge, of course? Do you think that we'll, ever defeat the black ponies and all of their, helpers?
Twinkle asked his owner hopefully. Yes, Twinkle, I do, Truly replied. And I think it's going to be pretty soon. I think, Desiree, that it probably has got something to do with the Milo ponies at your pony rescue home. So you gotta bring them up to Ponyland sometime this week. And then we'll see if we can defeat all of the black ponies and all of their helpers. Although I'm convinced we will. Let's just have another look at that message that we received before all the adventures on the top of Rainbow Mountain. Didn't one of you keep the message, all of those little individual ribbons, and write it up in one of your notebooks as well? Truly turned to Dodge and his owner. Yes, I put the original ribbons in my notebook, and I believe that Dodge wrote the words out in his. Didn't you, Dodge? Lancer asked his guinea pig.
Yes, I've got them right here. Well, somewhere anyway.
Dodge pulled the notebook out of his magical rucksack and flicking back through the pages where Kieran had written out his rainbow magic spells, he eventually came to the message which he had written out before the Rainbow Mountain adventure had begun. All of the Ponyland creatures and the 2 humans and 2 guinea pigs from Earth gathered around Dodge's notebook and began to read the words of the poem once again.
The shooting star, sends a message to say, "Thank you kindly for all your help, and have a great day. I can't say who I am, or a traitor I'd be, but I'm helping a certain pink black pony. He tells me to write that the day you've waited for is near.
In a month or so, it will surely be here.
It's hard to wait, very hard for some, like those on the wrong side, but the day will come. So he's a, Okay, head to hook. There are a few of us here where the black ponies look. But we'll all be freed on that wonderful day, when all our nightmares wash away.
I think I can understand it now, Desiree said, or at least some of it.
That last sentence, that was written by CLM, wasn't it? That's the line that he keeps saying again and again and again. So somebody was writing this for CLM, and whoever it is was helping a certain pink black pony. CLM is a pink black pony. But what is a pink black pony? I don't like no dodge, because you know, I would have thought that a pink pony could not be a black pony, unless it's a stripy pony, if you know what I mean. Yes, no, well, do you or don't you?
Let's go through it line by line, and try to work out what each line means. The shooting star sends a message to say, well, obviously there's nothing in that line. That's just telling us that it was a shooting star, which brought the message to us, and not telling us who sent the shooting star. And we know that it was a shooting star that the message arrived on, because we watched it arrive. So there's nothing in that line to help.
Thank you kindly for all your help and have a great day.
Thistle Whistle read.
Well, listening to that, there is nothing in that line either, is there? Except that whoever was writing this is thanking us kindly for all our help. What help have we given anybody? That could help us work out who the message was from.
But after some deep thoughts, nobody could think of anybody who they had actually helped. Yes, they tried to help all of the ponies in Ponyland, including themselves, by defeating all of the black ponies and their helpers, but they hadn't helped anybody individually, and it couldn't be anybody who they knew well. Otherwise, they would have just thanked them face to face. Why would they have to write on a ribbon message on a shooting star?
I can't, say who I am or a traitor I be. What is that, supposed to mean, you know?
Twinkle asked. I can't imagine, Twinkle, Sparkle said. Can't say who I am or a traitor I'd be. Well, I would imagine that they're already a traitor. They just don't want anybody else to know. But who would consider them to be a traitor? Is it somebody on our side? Or somebody on the other side? Whatever the other side may be. The other side! Desiree exclaimed suddenly. This was sent by somebody on the Black Ponies' side. Or supposedly on the Black Ponies' side. But they're actually on our side. But I'm helping a certain pink black pony. I don't know why this pony is pink. But obviously one of the black ponies is actually on our side. Maybe CLM is a black pony.
You're joking. I have been speaking to a black pony, and I wasn't even aware of it. So what is his plan? He must be planning to hurt us in some way. No, I think I understand what Desiree is saying. The black pony is actually on our side, so no, I don't think that they're gonna hurt us. They want us to know that they're on our side, so they've got someone else to write this message, and they're hoping that we will help them by defeating the black ponies. Oh, but of course, if they're on our side, they think that we'll give them a home in Ponyland, obviously.
I don't know about that, Pinkie Pie, Desiree said. I just can't understand why a black pony would want us to defeat the black ponies. But that must be what whoever it is saying. Thank you kindly for all your help. Our help in trying to defeat the black ponies. Because this particular black pony must be on our side.
He tells me to write that the day you waited for is near,
Pinkie Pie read.
So this black pony is telling whoever is writing this to write that the day we've waited for is near. What day have we waited for?
The day when we defeat all of the black ponies and their helpers. So, if this is a black pony who's on our side, you could be onto something, Pinky. Maybe he does want us to give him a home in Ponyland, and so, being on our side, he wants us to defeat all of his friends, and him himself, and give him a home in Ponyland. That could make some sense, but it doesn't quite finish solve our mystery, does it? But in a month or so, it will surely be here. Well, if they're talking about the day when we defeat the black ponies and their helpers, then maybe I'm right. If this is a black pony, then surely he knows better than us if we're weakening the black ponies, and surely he would know that in a month or so, the day we've waited for would be here. It's hard to wait, very hard for some. Well, I can understand that. That's as clear as day.
Like those on the wrong side, but the day will come.
Which is another confirmation that it's somebody on the black pony's side who wants to be on our side. So who has a black pony got to write this message? It must be one of the helpers. And this helper writes, "So peace all, night all, must get back to work." Peace all, night all. Keep those words in your memory, and then if we ever spy on the black pony's helpers again, we may be able to work out which helper it was.
There are shoes here where the hack ponies hack, and that's another confirmation that it is a black pony helper.
Shellbell said.
So it's a black pony helper working for a black pony, who's actually on our side. I wonder who the black pony is and who this black pony helper is.
And are they a pair, or is it a miscellaneous helper helping a different black pony?
But we'll all be freed on that wonderful day. Another sign that he's hoping that we'll give him a home in Ponyland, maybe. But is he referring, is this the black pony writing this, or the black pony helper? Maybe the helper is on our side too. Well, he mustn't he, to be writing out this message. The black pony must trust whatever helper this is to write out this message and send it to us.
Very true. I wish we knew who it was. When all of our nightmares wash away. That is the line that CLM said to me. CLM must be a code name for a black pony. So that is yet another mystery. Which black pony and which helper are on our side? Well, maybe there is more than one black pony and more than one black pony helper on our side after all. More mysteries to be solved someday when all of our nightmares wash away. Dodge pulled his magical telescope out of his bag and looked up at the top of Rainbow Mountain, where he saw that all of the black ponies and their helpers were gone. It seems that it is safe now for you Rainbow Curl ponies to go back home. And soon all of the ponies and guinea pigs who lived in Dream Valley were waving goodbye to the Rainbow Curl ponies and Kieran, who were going back to the top of Rainbow Mountain, and to Desiree, Jackie, Sparkle and Splodge, who were headed back down to Earth. So maybe one day not too far off, if Desiree was to bring all of her My Little Ponies to life, and they were supposed to be able to solve all of the mysteries, maybe one day as near as a couple of weeks away, all of the ponies' nightmares really would wash away.